Okay, here we are at 5 Elm Street, Harrington Park. It's August 20th, 1994. Making a film for posterity since the Pearces will be moving out, probably within the next month or so. I'm standing across the street in the gas station. Used to be Al Born's, but it's been sold a long time ago. There's old Georgie Pearce wandering around the front of the house. We'll pull back a little bit again. Swing up. Just looking at the driveway now. This, of course, is the driveway that I learned to drive a car in, because Janet and Judy weren't able to negotiate the driveway when they were learning. And in the background you hear the train, which we learned to sleep through. We swung across the street to the reservoir. On the corner of Strahlenberg and Elm. Strahlenberg is a main north-south thoroughfare running between New York State and down through Bergen County. We'll cross over the street here. Walk up the driveway a little bit. This visit would be not complete if we didn't show you the side of the driveway that I spent many hours trying to keep under control. It's used to be kind of like a jungle. I'd come out here several times a summer and pack it down. I'll swing over here to the famed Forsythia plant. This also needs to be whacked down regularly. And we look down at the hedges. The hedges used to be about 5 feet tall and 5 feet wide. That's several years ago. Grandpa decided to shorten them up and thin them out, so they're a mere shadow of their former selves. And we look up the street. There's the train going by. It's the new police station. Okay, that'll quiet things down a little bit. And we'll swing over here for a quick shot at the view from the window. The new Sunoco Ultra gas station. Okay. And we'll wander back up the driveway here. We're heading toward the barn. This doesn't look like too big a driveway unless you have to shovel a foot of snow off of it, which we would do from time to time. We used to sleigh ride down here. We should swing over and show you some of the trees. This, of course, is a famous magnolia tree. It's beautiful when it's flowering. And in the front of that is the tree that we used to climb all the time when we were younger. We were able to get up in those branches, jump up and climb up. This, of course, is one of the locations where Cousin Fred fell out of the tree and broke his arm. He broke his arm 3 straight summers. I'm not sure which break that was. We were looking at the house from the side. Got a closed-in porch now. Years ago, we closed that in. Used to be an open porch. We're looking upstairs. There we go. There's the Boots living downstairs, and us living upstairs. Alright. Strolling along toward the back. Got Grandpa along for the ride now. Anytime you want to chime in there.
Peak of the house where Grandpa had to get up and paint a couple of times.
Grandpa thinks it's a big deal that he had to climb up a couple hundred feet and paint the house. So we'll show you that.
Let's put a roof on the barn.
Here we go. Here we go. There's, yeah, climb up there. Paint some of those peaks. I remember that. It was working nights, come home during the day in the summer, paint the house. Oh yeah, swing over here to the barn. This thing had to be completely rebuilt. Got to remember that this place is over 100 years old. We're in the backyard now. Used to have a swimming pool here, but that's been gone for a few years. Back in the corner is the gazebo. Sorry if this is a little bumpy. Yeah. And looking out the backyard is the wolf's house. One of our favorite neighbors was Roger Wolf. He passed away a few years ago. Mr. and Mrs. Wolf are still there. Guess they're in their 80s now, Dad?
Oh, at least.
At least in their 80s. The next door is where the McQueens were. Ruth and Dick and
With their 3 daughters.
Debbie, Nancy and Linda.
And now the family there have 3 daughters.
Oh, the new group has 3 daughters. That must be the water. And looking over a little further on the other side of the McQueens is where the Geminers used to live. And that's where Alice spent some time after she got out of the Foundling Hospital. Lived in the apartment at the Geminers. We're taking another look at the house from the back now. We'll pull back a little bit. It's a big old bear. I think those are the peaks that Dad was referring to when he said he used to have to climb up there and paint them. Gutters were always fun, keeping them unplugged with, you'll notice that the trees are plentiful and huge. Uncle Artie's done a lot of gardening work back here now, so it doesn't look quite the way it used to. Used to spend a lot of time in the barn when we were kids. Let's take a quick look in there, see what it looks like. Here we are. Here we are inside the barn. This is a ladder that we used to climb up. It'll take you up to a trap door. Kind of hard to see now. It's dark in here.
Let me put the light on over here.
Will that help? That was a trap door. Hey, Grandpa. Oh, that's better. Here we go. Yep. And there was always the fear that someone would just drop through that trap door and fall down and break their neck.
Like Tommy Clark did.
Oh yeah, Tommy Clark, Freddie Booth's friends, that's right. He did drop out of that trap door. Broke a leg, Dad?
Yeah, for a while one leg was shorter than the other.
Yeah, stupid. Should have paid more attention. Okay. Over here was known as the dirt room.
Mm-hmm.
Drew that name from the fancy floor, which is made of dirt. Okay. And here's where we hung up all our tools for working out in the yard. This was the original exercise room. Doesn't look like much now, but All those notches cut into that wood,
Right.
right on that frame door, is where Ronald J. used to work out with his buddies, doing his isometrics and his chin-ups. This was, I was reading those comic books with Charles Atlas in them, you know, with the guy that used to get sand kicked in his face at the beach. That wasn't going to happen to me. Well, here we are in the main room of the barn. Spent a lot of time here. And there we go, looking back down. Back down the driveway. I have to tell one backyard story while I'm here. We used to have a clothes line in the back, and the clothes pole had a bag of clothespins hanging off of it. And one summer, Cousin Fred was hanging off of the bag of clothes, and the clothespin bag, and fell over backwards and smashed his head on a pipe. Boy, did he bleed. I'll give you the upstairs. That's the room that I lived in with Ree when I was little. And that door out there was into our bedroom, led out onto this flat roof. When we get up inside, we'll tell you a story about Ree's courage in the face of adversity, and how she saved my life when a stranger was threatening from that roof. Well, so here we are at the outside steps to the basement.
Now go right up to the peak here.
And this will give you a view of the house. Always fun to stand on a ladder and work on the outside of the house. This section of the yard, we used to have the swing set in, and at the risk of telling too many Freddie Booth stories, this was, I think this is where he was swinging in the summer. No, he was hanging upside down by his legs, I think, and he fell off and he broke his arm for a second time. And this was the tree that everyone liked to carve their initials into. Let's see if I can get a set here. Let's see. JP and JP. I think that was Joel Potter and Janet Pearce, if I'm not mistaken. Boy, I wonder what he's doing now. I think Janet did alright. Fisher does have his quirks, but overall not so bad. Quite a tree. Alright, here we are at the front steps, front door. Pearce and Booth. Several years ago, Dad and I spent a nice weekend straightening out those steps, replacing them and painting them up. Let's take a walk inside. Alright, we're inside the porch now. Here comes Dad. As I said, this used to be an open porch and screened in a number of years ago. Looks very nice.
The picture of the blue ceiling, Ron. Does it show in color?
Oh yeah, this will be in color, Dad. Dad's very proud of his recent paint job here. Nice blue ceiling. And this is where Skinny Grandma Pearce used to sit out here. I guess it was right around here. And she would take attendance, make sure everybody was working. You know, never wanted you not to be working. I guess that's where the old work ethic comes from. Yeah, there's the view down the front walk. Oh, I have to tell you one more story about the yard. Kind of hard to see from here. Let me open the door and show you this. This plant isn't in the kind of condition it used to be, but Skinny Grandma used to maintain this plant. They are known as peonies, and they have a beautiful large pink flower. Comes out every year. And I embarrassed myself at one dinner. Shortly after I was married, I brought Alice home, and we were having dinner with my parents, and I referred to the plants out in the yard as penises. Everybody got a big kick out of that. And this is another section of the yard that Skinny Grandma used to maintain. She was all crippled up and using a cane, but she could bend over from the waist and pull those weeds out. It's unbelievable. All right, here we are at the front door. Let's go into the hall. All right, here we go. In the front hall. And the steps upstairs. And that's the entrance into where the Booths live. There's a picture of the house that was painted by Uncle Artie's friend Cosmo a long time ago. Let's see if we can get a better look at that. There we go. Okay, up we go. Alright, we're at the top of the stairs now. The entrance into the house. There's the doorway. Okay. There's the hall. The storage for all the goodies.
I didn't know you had a memory of all of these.
Oh yeah.
Isn't he good to do that?
Okay. This is the entrance into the huge, the great room of the Pearce residence. This is the dining
Find some
room.
more pictures, Cal?
Hmm?
Can you find more pictures?
This is the
Whatever.
living room.
Yeah, a couple. Not much more. Look again.
We got pictures spread all around here.
Yeah, I was looking at them.
As I said earlier, the house is over 100 years old. It used to be the mayor's house at one time. The mayor of Harrington Park lived here. There's Grandma on her perch.
He'd like to take my toenails.
Let's zoom in on those toenails.
Grandpa's
Oh yeah,
You
nice,
think
nice
No.
toenails.
Professional.
Ooh la la.
There's Grandpa's perch. And then we have the view out this window, just to give you an idea, get your bearings, looking out the front of the house.
You didn't run out of film yet?
Oh, nice.
Here we go. This is a piece that Dad built. We had a piece of furniture that we got from little Davy Heiser, and Dad somehow managed to work it into that corner, use it as a china closet.
It
Pretty
was
nice.
black when David had it. Right?
It's known as the son of a bee
That's
china closet.
exactly right.
It is known as the
SOB.
SOB china closet.
I mean, that's why you got so many compliments on yours.
Here we are, the
I really deserved an answer. That was
family couch. Dad
I have no clue.
spent many hours enjoying our company on that couch, or at least we enjoyed his company. He was sleeping most of the time, but we were here, and he was there. Okay, there we are, looking back into the hall and into the kitchen. Yes, 6 children were raised here. The table would be filled. Okay, let's zoom over here into the huge country kitchen. Here we go, there's the fridge. We'll swing down here. Yes,
Don't blink, folks.
this is the kitchen.
Take a picture up there, huge flight of stairs going up to the attic.
Okay, cabinets, all been redone. Sink. Pots and pans. Doesn't look like much, but there's a lot going on here. Dryer, stove, washer, refrigerator. Anyone who complains about having a kitchen that's too small for their family should spend a little time here. All right. Here's the entrance hall that I came in through. And there's the stairs leading up to the attic, the door leading up to the attic. We'll be up there in a little while. Let's swing in here. This is where Dad stays now. I used to live here after I got too old to share a room with Ree. There's the window looking out into the backyard. Here we go. This is the flue for the furnace downstairs runs up through here, so I always kept this room nice and warm. Yep. Here comes Pop.
I don't like to bust up your phone.
No, no.
I didn't show some pictures of kind of.
Okay. Let's move along. Back out here into the hall again. Shot of the bathroom. Dad spent a lot of time renovating the bathroom. One of the classic stories about the bathroom is, of course, when Grandma McGovern came here for a visit, and she headed into the bathroom during the night and lost her bearings, and opened up the door to the linen closet and sat down. Thought she was sitting on the toilet, but instead sat down on the linen closet floor. And she was rather large and needed to be helped up to her feet. Here we go. Moving along. We're into Mom and Dad's room now. There's the bed that they've had, give or take, 40 years. Maybe, yeah, I guess 40. View out the window onto Schralenberg. Oak chest. Fireplace. A lot of fireplaces in this old house. Okay, view back out. And this is the entrance into the other bedroom. Always amazing how the traffic through here all the time. Mom and Dad were able to successfully create all of these children. Makes you wonder a little bit how they did it. Here we go. We're in the bedroom. Several of us stayed here. First it was Ree and myself, and then after I moved inside, I think Gina spent some time here, and then eventually Mary Ann had the whole room to herself. Us older kids are a little bit jealous about that, I think. Even though I got my own room, I think the other girls were a little jealous of that, but well, maybe we'll talk to them about that. And there's the door I spoke about earlier. And the story I wanted to tell was when Ree and I spoke one night, we were each laying in our beds here, and we had this plan. I had the bed went like this over here, and Ree had the bed alongside the mantelpiece. We made this plan that what if someone came in through the door at night and tried to sneak in and hurt us or steal something. Well, Ree decided that if that ever happened, she would reach over here to the mantelpiece, and on the mantelpiece was my Davy Crockett knife and some baseballs, that she would quickly throw the Davy Crockett knife over to me, and she would take the baseballs and she would throw them at the intruder, and I would of course stab him with the knife. So one night I was laying here and I reached over like this And I slowly opened up the door, and I yelled, "Reese, someone's trying to get in, someone's trying to get in." And she screamed, "Oh, Ronnie, help," and pulled the covers up over her head. So much for Reese's plan for how she would protect the house. Okay, I guess that does it for this bedroom. Let's move back out to the main living room. And we'll be going upstairs into the attic next. Okay, the steps to the attic. This is usually loaded up with extra groceries and paper towels and stuff like that. It's like a closet now. Janet and Judy used to live up here, so let's go take a look. Okay, here we are in the attic. A lot of storage, of course. Floors painted gray, courtesy of Grandpa. And we'll swing back here. On the right is the bedroom where Janet and Judy lived. To start with, let's mosey on in here. Go view out the front windows of Elm Street. Closets for each of them. And the bedroom still has a bed in it. This room was always warm in the summer and cold in the winter. Made the girls appreciate what they got later in life from their spouses. I don't know if that was part of the master plan or what. Okay, out here to the bathroom. Dad recently tuned this baby up. I've been out of action for a few years. Back here, used to store a lot of stuff here. And that about does it for the attic. Heading back down the stairs now. Well, I left back in, let's see, 1970.
For all the years that you've spent here.
It's a little sad for me to be leaving, but the house will be here.
There's a lot of little incidences
Yeah.
that he spoke about as he was making his...
Yeah, that's why I told him you should make the video because I think
We're over here reviewing some
some
more history.
But really, Ronnie, do you feel bad about having
That's
if this is the end of it now?
a little
Yeah, I feel sad. Sure. But of course, I've moved several times in my life, in my short life.
We've been here 39 years.
Yeah.
We don't like things to get too old by us.
Yeah. We usually keep things on the dollies just in case we have to leave
We're
in a
already
hurry.
considering where we're moving next.
The word gypsy occurs when you think about us.
Nomads.
And here's Kelly with our red ribbons in it.
Mom and Dad have been here a long time.
Michael.
Yeah.
A lot of memories. A lot of good times.
You have to go to Charlie Dave's house.
Yeah.